Um, and then does anyone else want to do anything before the night progresses?
I suppose I could work on the mold.
I would like to help him, and hopefully, yeah, I would like to help him. The action. Like I'm not
Okay.
really like a Smith dude, but I can
So
do anything that Venir thinks that I be able to
the three
competently
of you
handle.
share some drinks, and Venir's like, I'm feeling some liquid spirit. I could work. And one of the dwarves from across this bar goes, "Ah, boy," raises up a ale,
Hey!
and um, and then Flynn and Piaro, stumble along with him to the workshop, and he gets the forge going and starts drawing out blueprints for like what the molds need to look like and certain things in that. And he's asking the two of you like, it would be great if you could get me this out of that cabinet, and if Piaro, if you could go grab me a new fresh stick of charcoal. This one's almost done, and it helps you get work done just a little bit faster. Go ahead and roll a Tinker's Tool check with advantage. So, something that would normally take you 8 hours took you three because you had the assistant of four extra hands. And working as a
King.
team, they kind of understand when you need them to do something and what you need. So you're able to work with them efficiently. And because of this, not only are you able to finish the molds for the gunblade, but you are able. Do you have all the components for your foxglove?
Yes.
You are able to craft the glove, and you now have the foxglove prototype.
Nice. Yeah, that's the reason why I gave him the bow, because like, if I'm gonna have the foxglove, I don't really need a bow.
So all it'll take is one short or long rest, um, fine tuning the foxglove, and then it'll be out of prototype and it'll be its final draft.
What does it do?
Nice.
It is a
Yeah.
glove that just looks like a normal glove, and when he speaks the command word, it transforms and it becomes like an actual hand crossbow that can launch daggers and dagger-sized things.
Ooh.
Cool. That's so cool. I'm gonna give Venir my daggers then.
That is very cool.
Yeah, cause like he has much better need. Add two daggers to your thing, Venir.
The description I have here says poison spikes or tiny vials.
Yeah, if it's the size of a dagger or smaller, you can launch it out of there.
Okay,
It's
I'll
just like
take
a
it.
you think
That's
of like the
cool.
Monster Hunter like slingers, like how they just pick up
Yeah.
shit in the wild and they can jam anything into it and fling it out of there. You could fling potions, you could fling dynamite, you could fling daggers, and it's just you could do all sorts of stuff.
I like to practice my blacksmithing and sharpen my weapon.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a check.
I
What
let
would
him
that check
use.
be?
So you have the blacksmithing tools, correct?
Yeah, but I want to use the wood. No, it says
Well,
appear
yeah.
at the forge.
Well, yeah, no, I know, but you still have to use your tools. So it would be, and I'm pretty sure you're proficient with it because you did train. So
Mm-hmm.
it would be a D20 plus your dexterity modifier plus your proficiency bonus.
Ooh. Can I help him with this since
Roll with
I'm here?
advantage because Venir is there shadowing you, and
Yeah, I was
he
gonna
is the
say.
Okay,
one who
I will make
trained
you
you.
proud. I'll make you proud, Venir. Ready?
You
Ready for
I'm
got
this?
watching.
this.
I'm watching.
You
I
ready?
don't think we can reroll guidance though. There we go.
Nice.
So at first your form is kind of sloppy, and Veneer is tinkering with his glove, but he hears the grating of metal and it sounds wrong, and he goes over and he goes, "No, no, relax your elbows, stiff shoulders. Do it like this, smooth strokes against the whetstone." And then he kind of shows you a few practice motions, and then you get back into the groove of it, and then you're able to sharpen your weapons. They gain an additional +1 for the next 24 hours.
Woo!
Uh,
Nice.
You also sharpen your 10 crossbow bolts just to get a feel of practice, so they will also do a +1.
Okay.
After all this is done, and you're packing up tools and such, Casper gives a very soft golf clap from the corner, and he says, "I didn't want to approach because the three of you were just working so swiftly and brilliantly. That was well done, all three of you. You never cease to impress me." And he walks over, looks at the foxglove, sees the sharpened weapons, and even the mold, and he says, "You got quite a lot done tonight."
I constantly hear Casper as like a third grade teacher seeing their students
He's
print
totally like the
calligraphy the
cool
first time.
science teacher. Yeah.
He is.
With teamwork, anything is possible.
He says,
Cheers.
"That's a good attitude." And he picks up the foxglove, and he says, "Excellent idea. What gave you the idea for the concept, if you don't mind me asking?" And he kind of like gives it a once over.
Hello, test.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Well, I have been using the spell catapult for a while now to launch odd things here and there. And you know, magic can only be used certain amount of times a day, unless you're a mage or something similar. So I thought I would use something combined with magic and mechanics to do the work for me.
And as you say that, he says, "As soon as we erase the line between magic and science, we will take another giant bound for mankind. You remember that, young friend."
And Venir nods quietly.
He looks to the group of you and he says, "Well, since you're here, have you thought of my offer? Is there any way that myself or Her Majesty can repay the debt that you have done to Staghelm?"
Who wants to go first?
I'll let Piara go.
I would like to make my way over there while this is happening.
How do you know where we are?
Well,
We would have told.
I assumed that everybody was just kind of like going to the bar, right?
Yeah, and at this point, we definitely would have. Since Casper would have told us where his place is, anyways.
Yeah.
Oh.
Um,
I want a sword that can cut
Kind of what?
that can cut a what?
a mountain.
He ponders the thought and he says, "I could make the sword, but could you wield it?"
Damn.
Damn.
If I
Also,
can't, I will.
the gunblade mold just sitting there when PR says this is like, am I a joke to you?
Oh my god. You mean Venir? He's like, "Am I just a joke to you?"
Veneer and the mold. This blade is probably going to be like a legendary like weapon. Like fuck, man.
He chuckles and he says, "The idea is interesting. If you can lift the blade and take it home, it's yours. I'll make your blade."
Okay.
Yo, like Shay, have you ever read Berserk?
I have not.
Okay.
No spoiler.
yeah,
Okay.
that's why I'm not. That's why I'm not saying anything more.
Okay, and then he looks to you, Flynn, and he says, "And what can I do for you, my young friend?"
Scratch the back of my head thinking about stuff.
He says, "If you need time, there's no rush. Take as much time as you need."
When you go first. Let me think a little bit.
Hmm. Have you... Well, how do you deal with summoning machines to the battlefield? I feel like creating a larger construct, but then I would have to deal with having it follow me around a lot.
He ponders for a moment, and then he goes, "My boy, follow me quickly." And at this point, Maev and Gloria, you walk into the building and you see Casper rush past you quickly, and he says, "Follow us quickly!" And he goes up the stairs.
Oh
And
shit!
it's and then you see first smell the drunken smell of the other three coming, and then you see them come around the corner as they are staggering but following because they have sweat all the booze out working.
E.
And he brings the five of you up to his workshop, and he starts rummaging through things, and he pulls out a case, and inside the case fits in the palm of his hand, and he brings it over to you, and he opens the case, and inside the case is a platinum ring, and inlaid inside the platinum ring is an alexandrite. Okay, and it looks that if you look inside the alexandrite, it almost looks like there's something inside it. And he says this ring belonged to the man I would call my father, and he taught me everything I know. He is the most brilliant person I ever had the pleasure of knowing. And I want to pass that brilliance on to you. So now this is yours.
Oh, thank you.
Um,
I
he gives you the ring. He places your hand on top of the ring. He doesn't put the ring on you, because that'd be weird. Um, and then he places his hand on top of yours. And then you can tell that he is attuning your magic signature to that ring. So, in an essence, he has transferred ownership of that ring to you. He says, "The creature in that ring belonged to my grandfather. You can restore it if you like, but there's no telling how much work it might need. Say the command word, and it'll come out of the ring. If you wish to attune a new creature to the ring, simply press the ring through the construct and say the command word, and it will occupy the ring. But only one construct at a time, friend. Don't overload it, or it will break. And this is not something I can replicate, because I have never been able to figure out how he did it." He looks at you and says, "As one inventor to another, I can tell that you have a passion for this. So it is my duty to make sure that you have the tools to succeed. So take that with you and continue your pursuit of knowledge, and we'll consider it even." And then he looks to Gloria and he says, "Now, you, my friend, have an interesting item on your person."
I step forward hesitantly and I say, "I'm not sure what you're referring to."
I'm rummaging through my bags during this, by the way.
Since Casper is so great, can he tell what this little wench is?
Can you?
Even if he did, he would not say anything. Like he's not a narc.
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Who
He was
knows?
able to see you snooping around.
Yeah, he's very perceptive, unlike
Well,
some
yeah.
people.
Oh, then should he be perceptive and not trust you?
He's already talking to me. You can just shush. Let him do the things he wants to do.
He points to your bag and says, "I believe there is a gem in your possession, possibly two, and they are radiating a certain magical signature that is overwhelming this room. Might I take a look at them?"
I take a second to recollect and I say, "Oh, yes." And I slip my hand into my bag and I retrieve two brilliant ruby eyes, and I hand them over to him.
Oh, from Asterak?
I say, I think you might be referring to these.
He says, "Ah, yes," and then he takes them and he puts them on a jewel crafting bench and starts looking through them. You see him pulsing mana into different devices to watch how light fragments split into others, and it's quite the stunning light show. But he takes a moment to assess the jewels, and he says, "If you would leave these in my possession for just tonight, I believe I can make these into something useful."
I could do that. Um, would I also be able to leave something else with you to take a look at?
He goes, "Oh, by all means. What is it?"
I also have this platinum ring.
He goes, "Oh, well, um, what what would you like enchanted into it? I can do certain enchantments, but transmutation is not my strong suit."
um, I'll think about it, and maybe I can bring it back to you when I come see you about the rubies.
Sounds fair.
Since Mavis isn't here yet. I do have an idea.
I think Mavis came in too, but yeah, go ahead, please.
No, I mean Mavis isn't back in the call yet. So I'll go next. Like I rummage through my bag and I pull out like there it is. I pull out the alchemist hilt and show it to Caspar. Like I found this. I purchased this a while back. It's been quite powerful, but a little unwieldy because of its restrictions. And I had like, and after watching Venir and his revolver, like, dude, it's real impressive. And I got this dumb idea of like using this as like a base for a gun or something. I don't know. I'm bad with
And
this though. I've never done this
he
stuff
he
before.
stops you and he goes, "My boy, there are no such thing as dumb ideas in this workshop. I'll draw up a blueprint. We'll try to figure something out. Would you be willing to leave it in my care?"
Absolutely.
He says, "It may take time, but I will work at it." He said,
Thumbs up.
"Thumb up, Des."